Hi, you guys. So I've determined that the message I made for you this morning is either really, really good and super important, or it's a total piece of crap because I cannot get that thing to upload for nothing. It's locked in one device and can't get it to another. This technology thing is so painful. I miss the camcorder on the shoulder. Those were real easy to use. So anyway, I'm going to be working that a little more later on and see if I can figure out what is needed. I did get one version to come up, but it's like this big, huge box with just my face in it. It's this huge fat balloon of face. It's horrible. So that one is not going to work because I'm not a fan of my face. And the last thing I want to see is a big, huge box with nothing but my face in it. So that one's not going to be acceptable. Mm, well, there's some ego. Damn. I might have to use the big fat face box because it's an ego issue at this point. Dang it. Well, that wasn't what I was coming here to talk to you about. So welcome to my world, right? Gadzooks. So today, throughout the course of this day, I've been having some thoughts about this channel, this problem with this upload of this video. It's been kind of consuming. I'm finding that my job is becoming a hassle in the middle of my mission. My job was my mission. Getting to the ability to be qualified to do my job has been what my entire life has been about. And that has been brought very clear to me. Very, very painfully in some levels clear to me. I'm only 8 months old, so pretty recently. In part of that whole answers that you finally get, years later when you spend your whole life going, how come and why me and how dare you, and then I get to this point now and it's like this rainstorm of answers every day. Well, that's why that happened. That's why I experienced that. That's why I experienced that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's like when Derek talks about falling off of the cliff and being in a broken, bloody, busted heap at the bottom, but you found what you were looking for. Right? I completely understand that. So, anyway, the reason that I was coming to all of this, what brouhaha aside, was another conversation about fears. Because through the course of this day, I was reminded about something around Thanksgiving. So last year, right around the time that I'll be heading to Arizona, because I'm supposed to, I don't know where I'm going. I don't even know if there's going to be anybody there when I get there, but there's a plan and I gotta go. So right around the time I'm heading out to head to Arizona, that time last year, I had ended up with a roommate. Now, that situation wasn't a matter of need. It was a learning lesson. I had been living alone for a very long time, and I don't know that I'll always be living alone, and I wanted to see if I was capable of sharing my space and cohabitating kindly with somebody else without getting our business all twisted up in each other's. And there was a professional colleague that I thought that I knew who had ended up in a spot where they needed a residence, and I felt comfortable, confident, and safe in offering a room to share in this home to this person because of their life situation, their career path of school, age differences, cultural differences. It would have been a lot for us to learn from each other, and at the same time had very separate lives. So it on the surface was all very doable on the surface. But my attention was needed, and it was not being given in the manner that it was needed. So Father had to shake me up. So he sent me some surprises in the forms of a roommate that was not at all, again, it was not at all what I had been led to believe. And there was a lot of very uncomfortable psychological and emotional triggers that went on through that period of time. And in the time that we spent together trying to learn if we were going to be able, each of us, because he actually was coming from really, really hard mental health places that he had been keeping secret. So for us to figure out if we were going to be able to figure how to live together, things got real rough. And I remember that because of my experiences in my marriage, I wasn't really frightened in regards to the roommate and the situation and the life situation around that until this one day. And he was having a conversation with himself in the kitchen, and I heard the words that were being said, and I knew who he was talking to because I've met that being before, and I knew what their plannings were because I'd heard those conversations before. But what I didn't expect was the very clear words coming out of his mouth, not knowing that on the other side of the wall I could hear everything he was saying. Very clearly saying, I won't go up against her angels. They will kill me. I didn't know that there was angels all around my home. Didn't know they were around me all the time. He could see them. In that moment, I was afraid. And in just a second, I'll tell you why. Sorry. It's been a rough day, and this is a bit of an emotionally charged conversation. I'm trying to keep my composure about me. And I don't have the house to myself. So you see, prior to that moment, my biggest fear was to be, quote, left behind. Daily. It was my driving terror every single day. Every day on the road between appointments, every day I was talking to Father. Every day. I'm in it to win it. I'm doing the work. I'm making a difference the best I can. I'm lifting them up. I am loving them. I am forgiving them. I am accepting them. I am teaching them. I am showing them. I am in it to win it, Father. I'm doing my best. Please don't leave me behind. Please. Please. Every moment of every day. That was my biggest fear. Ooh, the coffee is ready. Ooh, yeah. It's going to be good. Oh, sorry. So yeah, every day I'm saying, if I'm getting it wrong, show me what I'm supposed to do. If I'm getting it right, let me know so I can do it better. I can do better. I promise I'll be better. I'll do better. I will be better. Just don't leave me here. Please. I cannot do it again. That was my only fear this time last year. And in that moment that he says about angels, I was terrified of the angels. Oh, I was so afraid. That meant somebody was paying attention to what I was doing. It meant I was under observation. It meant somebody was listening to me. To me. I was terrified and exhilarated at the same time, and I did not know what to do. 2 days later, that young man reminded me of my fondness, not only for anonymity in my own life, but for Anonymous, the information providing source. And you know what? A couple of days after that, you want to know what happened? The craziest, wildest, most amazing video came out by Anonymous, putting the churches on alert. I was screaming and dancing in my living room. Oh yeah, bring it on. It's time. And I knew. it was time. But what I didn't know was that I knew, but I didn't know. Because there's a lot of stuff I didn't understand that was going on in here, and there's a lot of stuff I've forgotten because I did exactly what I was told to do. Took everything that I knew and threw it away. Said I didn't know anything. You'd be surprised how much has come back to me, like, oh, apparently I knew something. So now I'm rambling again. So that was my biggest fear this time last year. And I've gotten through that. But it's taken, well, I'm only 8 months old, and it was several months from that point forward until I was born. So that was my fear then. I will talk a lot more about fears going forward. But that's my vulnerable admission to you. How crazy is that? I wasn't afraid of the dangerous, like psychotic mental health patient who was unmedicated, who was living in my room, my house, a room in my house. I don't want that to get out the wrong way. I was afraid of the angels that were living with me every single day that I didn't know were there. Twisted little freak I was. So, something to entertain you and fill the time while I'm trying to make this other video come up that I made for you this morning. And some coffee. Gotta love the coffee. You know what? I'm gonna go. You guys have a good night.